Hi everybody. My name is Anusha. I'm a Registry Support Officer here at RPRA. And today I am going to walk you through how you can log into the registry portal, how you can enroll for the Excess Soils program, create a new account, initiate a notice, manage delegate access, and all of that. So I hope this video is useful to you. And let's begin. So here we have the registry sign-in page, and this is what it's going to look like for you as well. First, we have the email field, and then we have the password field. And there are a few requirements for password, which we will see later. And then you can click sign in, you can click forgot password if you already have an account, but you forgot your password. And if you don't have an account and this is your first time coming to this page, then you can click this link here. So that would be don't have an account, create a new account. That's what we're going to do right now. Okay, and here we see what the portal is asking us for. So to create an account, you would first need to enter your CRA business number, and this little I next to each heading tells you a little bit more about what that field is asking. So I'm going to click on that for you here. And it says here that the business number is the 9-digit number issued by the Canada Revenue Agency. Okay, so I'm just going to enter any number here. And that's 9 digits. So you can see that if I enter more than 9 digits, I am typing here, but the field doesn't accept more than 9 digits. So that's how you have to enter 9 digits. And then we go on to the next field, which is the legal business name. And here I can enter anything. So maybe let me say Excess Soils 1, 2, 3. And then let's look at what the definition of the legal business name is. So here we see that the legal business name is used in contracts, invoices, negotiable instruments, and orders for goods or services issued or made by or on behalf of your business. Okay, so this is my legal business name. And then we move on to the business operating name. And here you can see there's a button that says copy legal name. If your business operating name is the same as your legal business name, you could just click this and it would appear here. But in case your business operating name is different, so maybe here I'm going to say okay, so this is going to be my business operating name. And as you can see, it's different from my legal business name. So I did not click on that here. Once you're done entering all of these fields, you can click next step. If for some reason one of these fields has not been filled out yet, and I still click next step, you can see that the screen will alert you that a field is missing information. So I go back and I type this in, and now I click next step. It takes me to this screen. And here you can see that the registry portal is asking you for the business address and phone number. Now, if your business has a Canadian address, then you can just proceed because this box is checked for you. Now, if your business does not have a Canadian address, you can uncheck this. And as you can see, an extra field pops up here, state or province. And here it would have all of the different American states. And here you can choose from these 3 countries. So Canada, United Kingdom, United States. So I am just going to select that my business has a Canadian address. And now we can see what this little I says. It says, uncheck this if your address is outside of Canada. But we're not going to do that now because, like I said, I'm going to go ahead with the Canadian address. Now let's just see. I'm typing in a street address and a city, and I'm choosing my province. And then I am typing the postal code here. Okay. And then the main phone number for the business. So this can be anything. All right, so all of the fields in this screen are mandatory as well. So let me just show you what happens if I don't type one of them in. and it tells me that that field is required for me to proceed. Just go back and type that in. Now, everything is filled in, so we can just click next step. Okay, so then we come to the profile and contact information page. So I'm going to type in the first name and the last name of the person who will be the primary user. So the name that you type in here when you're creating your account will be the account admin for this account, right? And this can be, who you think will be in charge of the account, who you think will be accessing it most, who will have all the permissions. So this person, Nicole Rosemary here, will be the account admin. Now I am going to type the email address as well. And as you can see, what it says here, a link will be sent to the email you provide to complete your account registration. So make sure that it's an active email address and that you know the password of the email address that you're typing in. Okay. And the job title. So I am going to say that Nicole Rosemary is the general manager. And once again, we have this little checkbox here. I have a Canadian address, so it is going to be checked by default for everybody. But once again, if you take it off, then you can enter an address that's not in Canada. And that's what the little I says as well. So over here, as you can see, there is an option here that says copy business address. So this is the case when the address that I entered in the previous section, which I can go back to and show you here. So this address, this is typically the corporate address, so the business headquarters or something like that, right? But then the address that the user will enter here is specific to this user. So let's say I work in Toronto, but my head office or the corporate headquarters is based in Ottawa. So in the previous page, I might have entered the Ottawa address, and in this page, I would enter my Toronto address. If this address, if this user's address is the same as the address that was entered in the previous screen, you could just click copy business address, and it would just automatically populate all of these fields. That's what I'm going to do right now, because for this user, I'm going to say that their address is the same as the business address. It is just one operation. And now I'm going to enter a phone number specific to this person. Okay. And because it is a mobile phone number, I can just say same as business phone number, and it would populate this field as well. But in case it is not, I uncheck this box and I can enter maybe any extension. And I'm going to enter a different number here, because this is, in this case, the mobile phone number is different from the business phone number. So once we have entered all of the information here, we click next step. Okay, and here you see that everything that you entered is available to you for review. So in case you see there's an error, you can always go back to that page and fix it. So let me see. Maybe in this case, I entered the CRA business number incorrectly. So I click edit, and then I go here, and then I change it. Each time you do that, you have to go through all of the screens. So I click next step, and I click next step again. I'm just verifying it here. Yes, everything looks good. I click next step, and I come back here, and I click next step once again. If at any point you want to go back, you can always click previous step and go to the previous screen. Right. Okay, so I'm done reviewing, and then I click the checkbox here that says, I agree to the registry terms of use. Now, if you want to see what this is, you click on it, and it opens up in this pop-up window. It tells you what the acceptance of terms is, what the registry information is, just standard stuff, usernames and passwords, your confidentiality, and all of that. So you can just quickly read through this or not and click close. And now once I'm done with all of that, I click create account. Okay, so now we see that an email has been sent to the email address that we entered. And it says here that the link in the email can be used to activate our account, and this link will expire in 24 hours. So in case you didn't receive the email because of extra security that your company has set up, or because of firewall settings or anything like that, you can click on this, didn't receive the email, and you would and the system would send you another email. Okay, now let's see if I have received the email. Right, there we go. So it says, hi, Nicole. That's the user's name that I entered. Welcome to the registry. Your username is nicolerosemary@yokmail.com. Your username will be the email address that you entered. Now it says here to access your account, click here, and you can see this is a hyperlink. This is the link that will expire in 24 hours. So I'm going to click this right away. All right. Now it takes me to the create password page. As you can see, we have a few conditions that must be met for the password. The password must be at least 8 characters long, contain at least 1 uppercase and 1 lowercase character, 1 number, and 1 special character. Okay, so I am going to type my password here. And you can see that it satisfies all of these requirements by the little tick marks here. And I type it once again so that I can confirm it. And if you want to see what you've typed, you can always click on this here. Now I'm taking this off. Okay, so now that I've decided what my password is going to be, I click set password. And this is what it looks like. So we see the company's name here, Nicole's Excess Soils Operation, and we see all of the different programs that the registry is currently operating. We see batteries, excess soil, ITTV, and tires. So I am going to click on excess soil because that's the program that I want to enroll for right now. When you click on that, we see here that select the checkbox below to register for the excess soil program. Yes, that's what I want to do. So I select the box, and then here you see a declaration. I confirm that I want to register for the excess soil program. I understand that after I click done, I will have to contact registry support if I want to deregister from the program. And the way that you can do that is you can email registry@rpra.ca with any of your queries, and we can help you figure that out. So I understand this and I select that box. Now I'm done. When you click done, you're brought back to this page, and excess soil is in green now, which means that we are registered for this program now, not for none of the others though, because we haven't enrolled for those programs yet, right? So here you can see that Nicole Rosemary is the person who is the user who has created this account, and therefore they are the account admin by default. Now you see the little down arrow here. I'm going to click on that, and I see a few different options. So I see my profile. When I click on that, it takes me to all of the information that I entered about myself. So my job title. So maybe if my job title changes, I can just come back here and edit it. And then my street address. Maybe I go to work in a different branch now and my address has changed. So I do that, or the phone number, any of that. So you can update any of this. And when you maybe, let me just change the mobile phone number here. So I've changed it now. And because I changed something, I'm going to click update. And there you go. It says profile updated successfully. Okay, now if I want to change password, you enter your in once again, so you can confirm it, and then you click set password. I don't really want to change it now, so I'm just going to click cancel. Okay, now my business profile, let's see what that is. So your business profile is the information that you entered about your company, the business number, the legal business name, the operating name, and all of that. And you can see here that the account admin has been set to Nicole Rosemary, who is the person that created this account in the first place. So it says here that in order to make any changes to your business information shown below, please contact us. And clicking on this would take you to whatever email application that you have configured. And this hyperlink would direct to registry@rpra.ca once again. So I don't want to change anything here. I'm not going to email registry@rpra.ca right now. So I just check what are the other options I have. And here I have manage users. Now this is an interesting one. So we see that Nicole Rosemary is the account admin, but an account admin can add different users to each of the different programs. So if I want to do that, I click add new user and be anybody. Okay, and then I click continue. All right, so then it brings me to this screen, and here I enter the first name, the last name, the job title. Let's say that Manny here is the manager parts, and the preferred language is English. If this user's preferred language is French, I can choose that as well. I'm going to go back to English. Now I choose a business phone number. Okay. And then since this number is going to be a mobile phone number as well, I select that and it appears here. And now I say that Excess Soil is the program that this user is going to be a user for. So if you were enrolled for different programs as well, say the batteries or the tires program, then those programs would appear here in this drop-down menu. But here, since Nicole Rosemary has only registered this company for the Excess Soil program, that's the only one that appears here. Right. So I'm going to make Manny a secondary user. Now, there are different levels of access. So a primary user is different from a secondary user. They can all submit reports and make payments, but while a primary user can add secondary users to the account, the vice versa is not possible. So a secondary user cannot add a primary user to that account. So here, Nicole Rosemary, who is the account admin and therefore the primary user by default here, has added Manny Delgado as a secondary user. Now, while doing that, I say, I hereby authorize this user to create modified data. I have to select this if I want to proceed. So I select that, and then this button appears for me. So once this button, you will remember that it was previously gray. You can see that here, and I'm not able to click on that. Once I select this button appears again, and I can just click save. Once I do that, I see the information pop up here. Now, if for some reason this person is no longer with the company, you can just go back here. You can click on disable under action, and that would disable them from using this. You see that it disappeared here. Now I can click manage. And if I click manage, then a pop-up window opens. And then I say, I hereby authorize this user to create modified data, because I disabled them by mistake. I don't want them to actually be disabled as a user here. So I click, I hereby authorize this user to create modified data. And now I click save. And you can see that they appear here. Now what I have to do is to enable them. I click enable. And when this pop-up window opens, I once again do that same thing where I select the program. I give them their access level, which remains secondary. And then I select this, which says I hereby authorize this user to create modified data, and I click save. Okay, and now we see that they're back up here in the active users table. I don't want to change anything here anymore, so I'm going to say back to programs. Each time you want to go back to the home page and see all the different programs, just click back to programs. Okay, and now we see that Excess Soil is here, and I go in. Right, so this is what the excess soil registry homepage looks like. You can see the business name here. You can see your registration number here. You can use this when you contact RPRA in reference to your company. And then you see the program that you're registered for is here. If you want to switch programs in case you're registered for more than one, you can click this. And you would go back to this page from where you can select the other program that you're registered for. There's no such other program here, so I'm going to go back in. Right, and then we see a table here that says RDSD. What that means is Residential Development Soil Depot. PA, that's project area. RS, that's reuse site. So all of the notices that you start, they may be in the initial submission stage, the updated submission stage, or the final submission stage. They will all be available for public viewing on the public registry. Notices that are in progress will not be available for viewing on the public registry. But all of your notices, irrespective of the status they may be in, will show up here in this table. And this table at quick glance will give you all of this information. It's going to give you the notice ID, and you can sort it up or down based on that. It's going to tell you what kind of notice it is, and that's when this legend will be helpful. And it's going to tell you the site or project name, who updated the notice last, when was it last updated, the status of the notice, and shared access. What this means is that if the notice was delegated to you, or if you delegate it to somebody else, it's going to show up here with a little checkbox. And then action, which is what you have to do next. If you have to update the notice, it's going to say update or finalize. If the notice is complete and you can view the notice, it's going to say view. Or if it's in progress, it's going to say continue.